Hello friends, welcome to Southern Seasons. My name is Jody and I am so glad that you joined me here today. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit the bell to get all the notifications of my new videos coming up. Today's video I am participating in a collaboration with two of my good friends, Antoinette from Antoinette Decorating and Annie from Indie Annie Jones. And we are doing Mackenzie Childs inspired spring DIYs. This is the item that I will be painting. Now, I've had this for many years. I got this from Hobby Lobby many years ago. It looks brown on here, but it's really more of a red color, but I think it's perfect for Mackenzie Childs. So, I am going to be painting with my warm white, and I have everything marked here as you can see what I want to do, black and white. I'm just going to go in here like so, because the little outer parts I will be painting gold. And I want to get all of my white done first. So let's continue on at the very top here. And you know, you can be messy with this. I'm messy. I admit it. I'm a messy painter. I like to do one color. I do one coat of my black and white first, and then I will go in and get all the coats of my white done and then do all my black. Okay, so now I'm actually going to do this section white, and then the other two pieces around on the top and the bottom will be black, and I will be leaving the foot base the way it is. I'm just going to brush a little bit of gold on there. And on this section here that I'm leaving and that I'm doing white, I am going to do a harlequin design in this area. Okay, now I'm be going to the top part here and getting this white, and I will be using a pencil here later on, and I am just going to divide this up to make it a black and white check. So I'll get this finished up, and then I will get all the black painted. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here and get this painted black. So I am only going to be doing black, white, and gold on this piece. I thought about adding some green for springtime, but I thought I'm just going to do the black, white, and gold because then I can use it all year long. Now I've got one coat of the black and the white on. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to do the remainder of the coats. It's probably going to take me about 4 or 5 coats of the white to get this covered up. So here it is with all the coats of the black and white on here. Now I do need to do some gold on here. I'm going to do some, I think I'm going to paint this black and brush some gold on this, and then up at the top. And of course down here I'm going to do my harlequin, and up here I have to do my check design. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use this pure gold metallic. I'm going to go ahead and get these cross pieces painted. And this gold paint is really thin. And I did end up doing about 5 coats to cover up this color. And you might notice that there is a little check right there. I am not going to be painting that gold there. That's actually going to go black when I get that done. Okay, so now I have the gold on there, and I'm going in here. As you can see, I made my lines. I just evened it out and then did another line in between. And I'm just going to do it where I have 3 sections here. Just going to draw my line with my pencil. I know it's a little hard to see on that section. I'm doing the lower part. Just trying to do it as even as possible. Okay. Okay, so now let me turn it this way and I'm going to show you that this is how I did it on the bottom the same way. Just going to go along the top. It doesn't have to be perfect because I will be going in with the black and the white and making sure it looks more straight. Okay, so I've got all of this done, as you can see. Still got to do my harlequin on here. And I do my brushing of the gold in all these areas. And I'm going to do some brushing of the gold up there too. This is the same gold that I used, just the pure gold. And I did get all my paints at Walmart. So I'm just taking a dry brush, dipped it in the gold, going to tap it off on a paper towel, and I'm just going to brush it on. I do a light coat to begin with, because I really don't want to have to paint it over with the black and start over, because you can always go on and add more. You just can't take it off unless you want to repaint it. Okay, see, I think that looks pretty just like that. So let's do some down here. Again, like I said, you can put it on thinly, heavily, however you want to do it. I usually do end up going in and adding more of the gold. You just want to bring out all the details on here. Okay? See how pretty that's looking? Okay, so I'm going to finish up on this side here. Brush a little bit more on. Okay. Tap a little bit more over here on this side. Want to make sure I get the edges. All right, I think that looks really nice. And then of course I'm going to do some down on the feet too. So now let's go ahead and start with the stencil. It's just a harlequin stencil that I have. I'm just going to use black paint, and I'm just placing this on here where I know it's going to fit right, and it actually turned out really good the way this is. I was actually able to get it all even. Okay, I'm just going to hold it down with my finger. It's a little hard to tape this down, and I'm just going to take my stencil brush and just do some tapping. Now I'm not trying to get this really thick on here. I just need my pattern because I'm going to go in, after all this is done, with a really thin paintbrush with the black and outline it better. This is an easy way for me to do this. I know a lot of people will do taping, but that takes a lot of time. And if you have the stencil, just go ahead and stencil it on and then go back in with a real thin paintbrush and get your finer details, because then you can take the white paint too and do any touch-ups if you mess up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my really thin paintbrush and I'm going in and making this, more solid and trying to make it as straight as possible on my lines here. And you do want to go slow as you can. because you are going to fill the whole thing in. And again, if you do go off of your line just a little bit, I like to come back in with some white and make a crisper line on the harlequins here. Okay, so I will be finishing up the other 3 sides, and then I want to do one more detail to the harlequin pattern. So now I am taking the end of my paintbrush here, dipping it in the gold paint, and I'm making dots in between. This is an easy way to make dots. You just, whatever paintbrushes you have, I wanted to have a big dot, so I got one of my bigger paintbrushes that had a bigger end instead of a tiny point. But this is the way that I like to make dots. Just going to go in all over here and get all the gold dots done. And I want to do one more thing too here. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm taking my paper clay and my IOD mold here, and I like this little fleur-de-lis here that they have. It's small enough and it fits perfect on my piece. So I'm just going to be putting my clay in here. I want to get this as smooth as possible, make it flat, because I'm going to want to glue these on. I'm going to make 4 of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this out. I did not let it dry very long because this is got a curve to it, and I got to make it fit there. So what I like to do is pull it out just after a few minutes. I'm going to place it on here, if it will stay, where I want it to be. And you see, I already have these on here, and I am painting these black. I was just testing it out. I didn't know if I wanted them white or not. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit there for a little bit, and then I'm going to take my E6000 and glue it on. And I do like to do this while it is still dry, because sometimes, I mean not dry, but while it's still wet, because if you let it dry, sometimes the shape changes. Okay? So now I'm going to have to let this dry for a day, and then I can come back in and get the rest of them painted black. And then we're going to put some more of the gold on here. Okay, so now that they're all painted black, I'm just going to take the same gold and just dry brush it onto the fleur-de-lis. Just so you can see the detail. I thought that that area needed something, since it was such a big section that didn't have a pattern that I could put there easily with that curve. So luckily I had those molds. Okay, and once this is all dry, I do like to spray everything with a clear matte sealer. So here it is. This is how it turned out. I think this looks really pretty. I was going to do little gold lines in these areas, but I changed my mind. It's kind of hard to do that. All right, so now let's decorate with it. I am going to be using my little niche area here next to my living room. I'm going to set this on the left side, and I'm also going to add one of my cute little ceramic bunnies. He actually was on my dining room table, and I thought I would just take him off and use him here. I just love him. He is so cute. The next thing is this little cabbage dish that I have that I used in my breakfast nook, and I did use some glue dots to glue the lid down because I am going to be putting this on its side, and I don't want the lid to fall. Now the next thing I want to do is add some flowers in here, and I'm going to be using my hot pink and my green and cream tulips, and these are from Michael's. I just want to tuck some over here on this side, and I got a few pieces of fern greenery here that I'm just going to tuck in. Actually, no, let's put it on the bottom. Okay, that looks better. Now I'm going to add a few more pieces in here and there to the flowers and get it to fit in. All right. Tuck one up here. And I also want to add some over here by the bunny. So I've gone ahead and added the tulips and the ferns by the bunny. I'm going to do a little bit in front of the cabbage and the bunny here. So I have a couple pieces of the fern. Just going to pick this up, tuck it under, and one more piece right here. Okay. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to stick it in the arm of the bunny over here. Right in here. Maybe. Let's bend it a little bit so it will stay. Okay, maybe not. All right. And I want to do this little egg in there. Now I painted this egg. This is one of my little terracotta eggs that I painted with the little check, and I want to put it in here. And I think with that cabbage bowl right there, and by me adding a few flowers here, I can get the egg to stay. I don't want it to fall because it'll probably break if it does. Let's tuck a few flowers in here. And I don't know, maybe one more? Okay, put that back there. See, nothing ever cooperates with you. See if we can tuck the egg in. I think it will hold. I think it will. Okay, there we go. Now I also want to add some more flowers down here. I'm just going to set those here for a minute. And 2 more of the terracotta eggs. And I did paint one of them black. I didn't want to do all checked ones. I thought it would be kind of cute to have one black one, one white one, and one checked one. So I'm going to tuck in the flowers here. And just going to place the eggs in here. And you know what? I think it might need just a few more flowers here in between the bunny and the eggs. All right, I did tuck in a few more flowers. So here's how it all looks. I really love how this turned out. So let's get a few close-ups here. Check out the details. And like I said, I was going to do the gold lining in here, but it's kind of hard to do that straight, so I just left it the way it is. All right, that is going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please make sure to check out Annie's and Antoinette's videos. There is a link to the playlist down below in my description box. Also, individual links to each of their channels, because you don't want to miss what they did. And you will definitely want to subscribe to their channels. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.